and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator from Zero to Mogul. Watch me as I build my trucking empire from absolutely nothing, no mods. Well, in this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you something happened, and it kind of made me have to, rethink things. So, let's start like we normally do. Ooh, game change. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't put me back all the way to the beginning, which would be terrible. But as you can clearly see, no mods are running. I'm going to restart my career. Sir Beard is at level 14 right now. And I started a special transport. Yeah, from that last stop, when I dropped off my goods, I picked this special transport. I don't know why I did that. I really don't know why I did. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know why I did that. Because this thing is basically a silo, I think it is. I think it says on the side. But yeah, it's some silo thing. Looks like an oversized garbage can. No disrespect to the silo game. Yeah. I don't know why I chose this mission. I honestly don't know why I chose this mission. It was ridiculous. I shouldn't have picked it. It's too early in the game for these missions. But it was right there. The paycheck wasn't bad. So I was like, let me just get it. It's not that far. You know, it was like 200 miles or something. You know, big whoop to do. I'll just knock it out real quick, make some money, and call it a day. Now, for the vast majority of the trip, it was legit. Wow, I can't even speak. It was legitimately a boring mission. Nothing really happened. I just, followed the car in front, wait for it to tell me lane change, move left or right. It was pretty standard boring, and which was good. I like boring. So I even got time to start playing with some of the cruise control and lane keeping, which I quickly found out was shiny garbage because the truck just kept bouncing left, right. So I knew that wasn't a thing. Now everything was going great, and the mission ran a little bit longer till into the night, and here we go to make the final drop off, and stuff happened here. Let me show you what happened here. Going, looks good. Truck's starting to do things. The hill's getting a little bit, it's not much of a hill, but hey, I'm hauling about 100,000 pounds, but whatever. And what's going on? I geared down, but I'm slowing down drastically. 6 miles an hour, 5, 4, geared down again, 3, 2. What in Sam Hill? I am no longer moving. My engine's running. I'm definitely revving. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? I don't know the right word to use because I don't speak Spanish. What in Sam Hill is going on? That I speak really well. Now, at this point, I was using some choice words. A lot of it got chopped out. You may have heard me laugh in the background on the original mic recording. As you can clearly see, my wheel is spinning. My wheel is spinning. It is spinning. I've got the power. The vehicle is spinning the wheels with the big weight. Look at it. It's spinning. Round and round and round, but I'm not going anywhere. What is that? What is that? Bro, I've got the power, clearly, but I'm going nowheres. Are you kidding me? This is not even a proper hill. I'm going to tell you right now, I've had to chop the audio up a bit, so if the engine sounds weird in the background, it's because I'm chopping out some of my slightly not YouTube friendly conversations. So that's why I'm doing a voiceover right now, happily, because I'm pretty sure I am a good children. Yes, I am. So I would never say anything like that. So I'm totally voicing over because yeah, you love the sound of my voice. Let's go with that. Sounds legit. Yeah, it's not moving. So here comes bright idea number 1. Let's decouple it, see what happens, and then recouple and see if it loosens things up. Yeah, that didn't work. It really didn't work. So yeah, now I'm fishing around, trying different things, all the usual smart people things, turn left, turn right, try to reverse things, see if it will go back just a smidgen, and then be able to launch forward. Yeah, slight problem with that. This is a triple articulated vehicle, so it's connected at three different points of movement. They call it articulation. Yeah. So once I start going back, that little thingy at the back, that little thingy that's not holding anything else, is just there for weight balance or something. Yeah, it just kind of made a arbitrary right turn and made it impossible to go back any further than that. Yeah, so reverse didn't work. So of course I had the bright idea. Let's go all the way to the right, get on the grass, and maybe, just maybe, I can make it up Mount Stoppage. Yeah, let's call it that. To make it up Mount Stoppage. But that didn't work. Yeah. And before you smart aleck people who are ATS gurus, of course I tried the differential lock. It didn't make a difference. No, not really. Because for some reason my wheel is just spinning. Because it has nothing better to do with itself. It's just spinning. Diff lock is on. You can see it on the screen. It's right there, and it's the steering wheelie thingy as it's spinning around. And for those of you who are paying attention, it's been an hour in game time. This thing started around, yeah, and I'm still spinning. I'm going absolutely nowhere. Diff lock, nothing. I'm just moving from left to right at this spot. So time to make a decision. After an hour of game time passed by, yeah. I can't get up the hill. I simply can't. This is really hurting my soul. I mean, it's not that big of an income, but the penalty is stupid. It's $15,000. So I'm not happy. And when I say I'm not happy, I mean I'm grouchy, I'm moody, I'm miserable. Oh yeah, of course, now you can go up the hill because there's no truck trailer behind you. There's no big oversized garbage can behind you. But yeah, let's go up the hill now. Right. I'm going to tell you something right now. For like the next hour and a half as I sat here, yeah, you guys are only seeing 28 minutes of footage. This was roughly 4 hours of recorded time. As I'm doing this voiceover, I can look back retrospectively now and tell you, yeah, I've said this before. I have so much more respect for people who are dedicated YouTube content creators. I got so much more respect for you now. The disrespectful things I've said in the past about, oh, y'all just lazy, just trying to find a way to make a quick buck. I want to, I'm going to make a separate video and apologize to those people in a personal appeal because I get it now. Hours and hours and hours of recording comes down to a few minutes so that, to keep people's attention. I can tell you right now, though, honestly, for the next about 2 hours, I was not a happy camper. I was a very quiet drive. It was so a quiet drive. So quiet. It's only 15 grand. I mean, it's nothing. 15 grand in this game is legit. Wow, what kind of English is that? I can English gooder. Come on. It was legitimately chump change. Like $15,000, please. Okay? Chump change. All right? In this game. And it bothered me so much. Because I have the power. I went through that whole thing. You saw the last episode. If you saw the last episode, I went through a thing. I was going up and down engine specs and talking all that good game, and only to be completely just made a fool of because I couldn't get the better tires. And that's my theory right now. I'm thinking I just need better tires. Tires? Is that a word? Tires, really? I think between the recording, the hours of recording, and the fact that that happened, I think my already terrible English is breaking down even more. It's becoming worse and worse. Yeah, let's go with that. Total legit. I can tell you right now, this was probably the most boring drive in the history of drives. It was uneventful. Nothing significant happened, but I was still so fuming over that 15 grand. It didn't damage my bank account. I mean, I have over $300,000 already, and the game just started, so I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, no mods. This is normal game payout. Okay, I said before, Making money is nothing. It's the experience to rank up so you can get the really good toys. That's the kicker, right? That's the one that makes you have to hustle a little bit. But that's not the situation here. It's a simple fact that I have the power. And that's all I'm thinking as I'm driving right now. Okay? I have the power. The wheel was spinning. I just couldn't get any traction, no grip. And I'm now sitting here as I'm driving. Do I go to the very next, and do I, the English, come to me one more time. Do I go to the next little service station and just, buy some better tires? Well, I can tell you right now, the answer to that is yes, absolutely. So, as I said, this is a fairly boring drive. Nothing really happened here. It was just me just sitting there sulking and brooding that I have all this power and can't do anything. Traveling around with this little lightweight on my back, driving like a complete hooligan and left and right and speeding because I have the traffic offenses turned off. So I'm using the right shoulder as my personal lane, just kind of flying through, as you can clearly see, speeding yet again. I even went to a way station. I don't know why. Got to my home base and I didn't care. I just pulled in. I was tempted. I was like, nah, I'm not in the mood. I'm still sulking. And this was about a good hour IRL, okay, of driving. So of course I went straight to the service station. It's time for an upgrade. I can tell you right now, what you are seeing is the shortened version, okay? I went here and I went straight for the wheels upgrade. And I knew after 12 you could get the better wheels, or 12 or 13. So I went straight to the wheels. Was it 12 or 13? I don't remember. I just knew they were available after a lower number in the teens. So I went there, and surely enough, they were there. So I did my tire upgrade out the gate because the wheels were spinning. Okay, the wheels were spinning, and that's all I could think and say to myself. The wheels were spinning, right? So I need to rectify that situation immediately. And while I'm at it, let's get some more fuel in the tank. The less stops I have to make, the better. So that extra 20 gallons of go-go juice is going to help. Now, I'm telling you guys, you're seeing the edited version, okay? I was here very long reading every single one of these specs. And the only thing that kept coming to my mind was, I've got the power. The wheel was spinning. It was just sitting there turning, not going anywhere. So all I need was more traction. I don't need more power. But I sat here and I looked and I read every single spec over and over, wondering if I made a mistake. Like, what? Like I'm spending real money. That's how much I got invested into this. I was looking at all these specs as if I'm spending my real money. That's how much this game sucked me in. That's how much that little $15,000 failure to delivery bothered me. It wasn't so much that I was like really close to the finish line when it happened, okay? Because I could have been, 10 miles away. And I need level 16 to get the good stuff. So, which is the 600 horsepower engine. But right now, my biggest issue is the fact that my wheel was spinning and I couldn't make my delivery, and it cost me 15 grand and it was ridiculous, and that bothered me so much. So while I'm here, I made some changes. I made sure to get the better wheels. I did whatever little service updates that I needed. Then, I said, well, let me go someplace where I can probably get something heavy. So I went straight to Namik. While I was there, I kind of stopped at that truck dealership. It was a Volvo, and I made sure to add that Volvo to my list. So Namik, HMS, and Plaster & Sons are the ones I go to for that heavy cargo. They usually, don't fail me, usually. And in this case, bada boom, bada bing, 89,000 pound heavy dozer. Right, exactly what I was looking for. Needed something heavy to, bring my confidence back to the game. I'm looking at this going, I'm going to take this job. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to bring my confidence back, and everything's going to be gravy again. Okay? That's a plan. So, backed up, connected my thingy. I had to do a quick reverse here so I can make the big U-turn because there's no way I was going to make that little short turn. So here we go. Big roll-in, big truck, new. Well, I was looking for something cool to say, but I'm drawing a blank. So yeah, let's go with it. Big truck, new direction. All right. No, that don't sound right either. New truck, new direction? No, that sounds, no. I need something cool to say. And I missed my turn, but that's okay. Anyway, I went down here, got my thing, so I started practicing with, different shots because I want to, see how I can do some of those beauty shots because clearly I can't use the cruise control. Again, this is one of those moments of like mad respect to people who do ATS videos because they're able to drive and handle the camera angles and do all this cool stuff, and I'm like, now I'm having even more respect for them because I thought it was a cruise control with the lane keeping because that didn't work out because it just keeps bouncing left, right, and looks ridiculous. So the fact that you see these guys holding it dead straight in the line, these guys are driving and they're manipulating the camera and they're doing a better job than I am right now because I'm still kind of almost as bad as the lane keeping. I'm kind of bouncing left and right and definitely going over the line a lot. So this is blah, 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 blah. My English is not very good today. Yeah, I need a lot of practice. I even tried it at night, just to see if I can get you guys some nice angles so I can do that, nice cinematography. So you're not just looking inside my cabin for the entire journey or speed trips, from my cabin. But it's a lot harder than I thought. Okay, so this is one of those moments where I go, wow, more respect to, the people who do this on a regular, you already got my respect for the time management and the game setup. Anyway, I have to slow down here because right now, this was the other change that was triggered in my head. This is about the same incline as my delivery hill, and I realized my truck was slowing down. And it freaked me out. I dropped almost 4 or 5 miles per hour and I was losing my marbles. I'm thinking to myself, I've got better tires, I've got the grip, why did I slow down? This load is lighter than the first big load, so what? Yeah, I wasn't happy. Not gonna lie, I totally panicked and started looking for the next service depot. At this point, I pulled up the map and double checked to make sure there's one on the route, and so I kind of skipped to that point where I got to the service station because I was determined, okay, spinning on the side of a hill that is not really a hill, just a ramp at best case. I was a ramp, that wasn't a hill. And I was a spinning going nowhere. So with the very long trailer, the very long triple articulated trailer, okay, I pulled into this little tight spot at this garage so I can do one more set of upgrades because I refuse to lose money on another job because I couldn't get over the hurdle. Not happening. No, sir. No, sir. I went straight to the engine, and it really wasn't a whole lot of decisions here because I basically already made up my mind. I don't know what happened, but I was trying to decide whether or not I go the 560 or the 565, and then I saw the fact that it had 421 kilowatts of additional power, so that must be something significant. So you know what? Let's not find out. I'm just gonna take it. Whatever that is, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna go with it. And then I went straight to the transmission and I went, yeah, let's get that one because clearly it makes a difference. We're not gonna think about it. Yep, we're just gonna double check, make sure that we have the one of the biggest possible numbers, and that's what I was doing right here. If you look at the truck analysis graph, it kind of gives you that little, let you know what's going on, and level 16s were better, but I don't think anything much better than this right now, so I'm sticking with it. And this is just me checking, make sure that I have the biggest possible numbers across all spectrum that's available to me. And that's literally just what I bought. $30,000 worth of gear, engine and transmission mostly. Just because I'm paranoid, just because I lost $15,000, I spent over $30,000. Actually, it's almost 50 because it was 19 and change for the first stop plus a 30 here, so let's call it 50. I spent 50 grand in upgrades just because I lost $15,000 on a delivery. Yeah, let that sink in. So the rest of this journey for the most part was fairly uneventful, ish. Yeah, let's go uneventful-ish. I'm just making up English as I go. I even stopped at the hated weigh station even though I could bypass it. Oh yeah, and he told me I was fat and overweight. So totally, yeah, loving that. I kept driving, other than the very rude scale telling me I'm fat and overweight. I just kept driving anyway. It was pretty uneventful. Nothing much going on, and the truck drove nicely. I mean, it's got almost the maximum amount of horses. It's about 100 and something foot-pound torques of being fully loaded. I stopped at another weigh station so it could tell me how fat I am. Thanks a lot. Thank you for my weight consciousness issues. Yeah, bum. Moving right along. Yeah, fairly uneventful. It just, a regular old drive, until, well, this guy. Now, for a moment, I thought me and this big truck driver was going to have to throw some hands. Like, I'm going to have to park my truck in the back of yours because I know you saw me coming, okay? Dragging all 89,000 pounds of me. You need to move. You better not let me catch you. I was arguing with this big truck driver going, you best not let me catch you, because if I'm hauling 89,000 pounds and all you're hauling is that little domino, whatever that lunchbox looking thing is, you best not let me catch you and have to slow down because I'm going to be so mad. Ooh, you better not. Thankfully, he didn't, because as the road leveled out, since he was way lighter than me, he started to pull away, which I was like, okay, karma saved you, because I guarantee you I was willing to take the damage and put you in the side of a building somewhere, because you have to go. You saw me, you saw how heavy I am. I was willing to take the damage. Yep. I'm that petty. I'm that guy. Oddly enough, watching him pull away was kind of a relief, but kind of disappointing at the same time, because I feel like he shouldn't have pulled away from me that easy. I know I've got 89,000 pounds behind me, but, I think if I had that 600 horse engine, yeah, I digress. So I continued trying to do more of those nice shots that you guys, just to make it interesting to look at when nothing's really going on. I thought this was a nice shot from the front looking at it like this, but me watching the GPS and the road, just trying to stay in the center as I drive, and did a full rotation, which I was slightly proud of myself, even though I kind of started wibble wobble a little bit. Hey, I'm learning, okay? Give me a minute, I'll get there. Just give me a minute, okay? It's gonna take me a while, but look at the beautiful scenery. The boys at SCS did a really great job. I can't imagine what this would have looked like if it was an Unreal Engine. I don't even know if it's even possible to generate that kind of photorealistic foliage and keep everything intact. I don't know. Yeah. So we finally get to our destination. I pulled in and I looked to my right and I saw something. Absolutely, I'm going to pull this in. This isn't easy. Yeah, but I looked to my right and I saw that and I'm like, yeah, cool. And as I was parking, I forgot where it was. But we'll see about that here in a second. Yeah, just trying to make good decision about where to distribute my points right now. Just kind of looking where I can, squeeze the maximum amount of money and experience point value as best as possible. Go straight back into it. So this is how you do it, kiddos. When you're there, don't go, looking about for the next place to go pick up work. If you can get something from the same place you dropped off from, gravy. And in this case, I saw that big old tractor thing. I think it's a tractor. On, yep, a trailer ready to go, which usually means if I go to the jobs, chances are that will be one of the things I haul, and that thing looks heavy, and they're usually taking a pretty good distance. I've never taken one of those a short distance, so all I'm hearing is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching-a-ling. Oh yeah. What do we got? Absolutely. $92,000, I'll take it. 78,000 pounds. It's lighter than the first one, but that's okay. It's still heavy cargo. Yeah, still going to get the heavy cargo warning, which is fine. Of course, I'm going to accept it. Once you dock and you see the ridiculous miles that you have to drive, it kind of make you go, whew. At 1,700 miles, that's almost an hour and 40 minutes or hour 45 minutes of driving in the real. Okay, that's an hour and 45 minutes of real-time driving, assuming you do it non-stop. As I pull out, getting ready to go on this road, checking left and right, make sure my traffic is clear. No one's going to come and broadside me. Here comes this bus going too fast. That's okay. Enough time for me to stop and make a bad decision. I did say I was going to do this, so I'm going to be truthful to my word and turn these two disgusting things on. Ugh. I know that second one's going to cost me money because I run a few red lights in the last trip and I did some speeding, so I know that's going to cost me, but that's okay. I did say I was going to do it, right? I did say I was going to turn it on, so here I am. I just turned it on. Lord, my pocket's going to burn. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Just a quick look-see back at the stats report. So far, so good. That's where I'm at. My heavy dozer was just delivered, so that one gave me a big fat 3700 XP, so it boosted me up to level 16. I'm probably going to check into the engines, but I'm going to wait until after that delivery because I need some money because I just spent 50 grand. Okay, 50 grand. So one last truthful check, just make sure that I'm not running cheat system. See that? 0 mods. So I'll catch you guys on the next one, right?